because as we will talk about a little bit later on in the show, the microbiome and the brain-gut connection, that starts with natural birthing and breastfeeding, does it not?
It does start with breastfeeding, Bryce. And my wife, Martha, has logged in a little over 19 years of breastfeeding our 8 children, including an adopted baby and a child with Down syndrome. So I've learned on the job. In fact, our books are written on the job. I would watch and learn and watch how Martha did things. And see, human milk, wow, the marvels of human milk. And when I see patients in my office, I always see my patients prenatally to be sure they decide to breastfeed.
Why? What's so important about it? Like, what's in there?
Well, Bryce, it's just amazing. First of all, in many cultures, breast milk is known as white blood because it's live. It's alive. And the stuff it has, first of all, is healthy fats. Healthy fats.
Yep, for the brain.
And for the brain. And see, the brain is 60% fat. And the way I get my patients to remember that, I said, you're a fathead.
Right.
You're a fathead, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
You're a fathead, Bryce. You're a fathead, Murray, and I'm a fathead. And you're growing a little fathead.
Yep.
So what does your little fathead need? Fats.
Fats and oils.
And what is the greatest source of fats? The breast milk is 40 to 50% fat. And what's even more fascinating is the healthiest fats in the brain. The smartest fats in the brain, DHA, EPA, are also the top smart fats in breast milk.
Absolutely.
So it's a perfect match. And another thing, I love watching babies breastfeed. And there's a beautiful Japanese term called umami. Umami, we don't have an English word for it, but umami is a savory mouthfeel. We would call it yummy and yum.
Right.
And you watch a baby breastfeed, and it's like, and like it's, ooh, mommy.
Yeah.
Ooh, mommy. And it has that mouthfeel, that
Yep.
And then you watch them drift off to sleep as if what's in mother's milk is a natural sleep inducer as they grin off to sleep. And what people don't realize is breastfeeding is not only good for baby, it's good for mommy. Because when that little sucker gets on mommy and gets that beautiful milk, mommy gets a surge of her hormones.
Sure.
Prolactin and oxytocin.
It's a win-win two-way street, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like the mother gives the baby her milk, the baby gives back to the mother, hey, Mom, I'll help you relax. And they're called the mother's intuition hormones, prolactin and oxytocin. So it's really a mutual giving, we call it.
And Bill, could you talk a little bit about the importance of the colostrum in the milk, that colostrum that comes in those first few days before the milk even really appears?
Super milk.
Super milk, exactly.
Super milk is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no formula in the world that even come close to it.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the microbiome later, but it's just perfect food for that. Yeah. But it's just, if you had the designer of human milk, it perfectly fits the brain. That's what's so beautiful about it.
So what people at home need to understand here is that we've got North America's #1 pediatrician in the room. We've got North America's, if not the world's, #1 formulator in the room. Here's what I want to drive home. The message is, if and when you can, naturally birth and breastfeed, because that's going to establish the best success, not only in the first 7 years, but later on in life. But what I want to get out of you at this point in time, Dr. Murray, if somebody can't eat the perfect diet, and we'll come back to you sort of for that while they're carrying or breastfeeding, that perfect diet doesn't exist. This is the very reason why there are formulas out there, not only for the children, but for moms.
Sure.
Yep.
You mentioned DHA. Let's nerd out here for a second. Docosahexaenoic acid, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid. Why? These are important, and also that they are in supplement form in the case that mom can't get it out of her diet.
Sure. Well, if we look at a baby and a birth, obviously begins at conception. That's when the baby starts growing. So 2003 study in the Journal of Pediatrics, they had two groups of mothers. One, they gave cod liver oil, which obviously really high in DHA, the important brain fatty acid. The other group, they gave corn oil, and then they followed their children from birth until 5 years of age. What they found was the group of children with the mothers who took the cod liver oil, by the age of 5, 4 IQ points higher than the other group. Mm-hmm. So it beautifully illustrates, nature will take care of things if you give the right food. Mm-hmm. Just give the right clean nutrient. Yes. It will go to the right place in the body, and in this case, the brain. And you have 4 IQ points just from cod liver oil.
Yes,
there we have it right there in PubMed. There it is. That's supplementing
DHA.
With very long chain fatty acids during pregnancy and lactation augments child's IQ at 4 years of age.
That's right. And what's interesting is, good science and good sense go together. Yeah. If the smartest fat in the brain is DHA, and you give babies more DHA to eat, they're going to get smarter. Yep. And what's fantastic, I learned this from Dr. Michael Crawford in Asia, or in Europe. We did a speaking tour together, and he's one of the top neuroscientists in Europe. And I said, Michael, tell me about mothers feeding babies when they're in the womb and they're growing a baby. He said, and he used the phrase, powered by maternal nutrition. Powered by maternal nutrition.
That's good.
And that says it all. Yeah. And what's fascinating, which I didn't know, is the baby in the womb does what's called bio-magnifies. Mm-hmm. Bio-magnifies means that the blood, the DHA level of the mother's blood on the mother's side of the placenta, when the little sucker, when it goes through the baby bio-magnifies that, so 4 times what's in the mother's blood gets into the baby's brain. And that's why it's so important for mothers during pregnancy to eat right, because the little sucker gets the DHA from the mother, so baby has a sufficiency, mom has an insufficiency of DHA, and that's why she needs to take much more supplements. And we feel that there's some new studies showing that a deficiency of DHA for the mom could be a trigger for postpartum depression.
Absolutely. Many studies have shown that now, Bill. That deficiency and a correlation with postpartum depression.